guys, Key here, and welcome to Key's Crazy Reptiles. Now today, I am here with Leonardo, and I am going to teach you how we make leaf litter at home. Isn't that right? So, we are making our way into the backyard. And we have a bunch of different leaves. We have cherry trees, we have apple trees, plum trees, but I can't find a definite answer on whether or not cherry trees are actually safe for reptiles. So for now, we're just going to collect some for isopods, because I know that we have isopods that live here under these leaves. But yeah, so we're just going to pick some up, and we have 2 bags. One for maple leaves, and then the other one's going to be for cherry trees and all that. Okay, so what we're looking for is just any leaves are fine. Just I don't want to get any with like bird poop or a bunch of bugs or anything like that. So I'm not being too picky, but just make sure not to get any that look super unhealthy or any that have like feces on it. That one has stuff. You're essentially just going to go ahead and go do that. These ones in particular are going to go toward isopods and all that kind of stuff. So we don't need a ton, but we need enough to like last us. So if you notice, kind of just getting a good idea of what you want in your substrate. We have really rocky soil here, so it's kind of like a drainage layer. Essentially, you have the leaf litter on top, then you have substrate and decaying matter, so like there's a bunch of, I guess, old cherry seeds. There's somehow chicken poop there, which I don't understand because the chickens don't come out here very often. But yeah, you just got a bunch of that, and then underneath that, you take a shovel, you dig into there. There are just a ton of rocks and all that, and then of course you have grass and stuff, which you might not always have, but that's basically the plants that you'd be having inside of a tank. But yeah, so this is kind of what we're going for in our bioactive, is you want the leaf litter, you want the decaying matter, so like dying plants, dying leaves, stuff like that, and then you want the substrate and the drainage layer. And yeah, so that's what we have here, and then we're gonna go ahead and go get some maple leaves. Alrighty, so before we collect maple leaves, we're gonna collect a few apple leaves. These ones are already dried out really well, so that's actually really nice. Open up the bag, please. So, these are, from what I've heard, not toxic at all. There's some people that literally put them in with their animals that chew on them, and they don't have any issues. Some people say that just the apple seeds itself are toxic, but other than that, we don't have an issue. There's obviously not going to be seeds on the leaves itself. So, just going to add a few of those. That should be good. Didn't add too many, but just enough to help with our leaf litter. So, let's go over to the maple leaves. Hello! I gotta go over there. I gotta go get some maple leaves. Okay, so we got our 2 bags. This small bag is cherry leaves, this big bag is maple leaves and apple leaves. Okay, so the first technique that you can use is cooking them in the oven. So, for me personally, I have a mini oven, so I'm going to go cook them in there. But these are just all of the cherry leaves, and they are inside of a, I think, 9x9 cake pan. And so what I'm going to do, or I guess what I did, was I rinsed them all off, or I guess for me I washed them with soap and water, and then just to get off any sort of extra dirt or bigger bugs that I can easily just wash off. And then I also, you can see I added some water here at the bottom. I did that just so that it kind of like steams them almost. Okay, so I have set my oven to about 200 degrees on bake, and we want it to go in for about 30 minutes. So 30 to 45 minutes just about. I'm going to keep mine in for 30 minutes for now, and afterwards just see if it needs any more baking. Because I put the water in it, it's not going to get as crunchy as it would if I didn't have any water. But meantime, while that's cooking, let's go ahead and put down some food from Mr. Luigi. Okay, so let's take this off. As you guys can see, the foil kind of kept in all that water and condensation. So these are all technically disinfected now. Now what I'm going to do is, there isn't very much water left in here, but there's still a little bit, so yeah, see, like right there. So I'm going to drain a tiny bit of water out and put them back in. Even though they're fully disinfected, I do want them to be drier, just so that they can be crunchy. And I can use some of these as hides for my isopods, and then I'm going to use some of them as just leaf litter to encourage them to kind of just break it down and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so we're going to do that one more time, and then I will come back with how they are at the end. Okay, so I just pulled the leaves, the cherry leaves, out of the mini oven, and now that I went over it twice, I actually put some holes in the foil so that the air, or the water, would evaporate out of it. But now, we got some good leaf litter. This is a lot better if you want your cleanup crew to actually break down the leaf litter and break it down into the soil. But once again, if you don't want to bake them and you want to actually have larger leaves in your terrarium, then you can go ahead and do the boiling method. Whoop. Alrighty, so sorry for the horrible lighting in here and the fogging of the camera, but essentially it is boiling now, so we are going to go ahead and put our rinsed leaves, just like last time, inside of the pan. Now sometimes you will notice that the leaves pop up out of the water because the boiling water just kind of pushes them out. So you want to go ahead, take your spoon or your tongs, and push the leaves in to where the water can just puddle over them. And occasionally you want to stir them and flip them over and all that kind of stuff to make sure that all of them are getting disinfected. Also, the water color changing is perfectly normal. Alrighty, so once you are all done boiling your leaf litter, you want to go ahead and put it onto, I put it onto a plate. You can put it onto napkins or something like that, but essentially you're going to try to just wiggle as much of the water off of them as you can. And some of these larger leaves will not only act as a place to hide for my insects that are going to be in there, so my isopods, my springtails, stuff like that, but the larger ones will also be able to fit my leopard gecko underneath of them. So essentially, if this was a bit bigger, I know I have some giant ones under there, but he could just go ahead and crawl right underneath of one if he ever got spooked, or a lot of the time, your insects that you might have in a terrarium will also go ahead and hide under them or eat them or something like that. Now what I did is I put this on a large paper plate. I'm going to put napkins on the paper plate and underneath the leaves, and then I'm going to put another napkin over it and then put a paper plate over that. I laid all of the leaves out flat with the stems sticking off of the plate, and these are all going to stay completely flat so that they can be used as hides. So that's just another benefit to the boiling method. I prefer the baking method because it dries them out, but the boiling method is really good if you want to make hides out of your leaf litter. Doesn't have to look the prettiest if you would not like it to, or if you don't care, which for me, even though I like it to look nice, they also enjoy just kind of going wherever they would like to go. That should be good. I don't really have any specific thing that I would like, just more so a thing of giving them some shelter, and they can break up the leaves. Yeah, so that's what I have for the cherry leaves. Now once I get moved into my gecko's bioactive vivarium, once that is finished, I'm going to give them the giant maple leaves. I'm going to crunch those up, I'm going to use them as hides. But yeah, that seems to work just fine, and they should be good with this. Yeah, I would recommend going with baking, but that's my personal opinion. Now, I don't know what Mr. Gecky would choose, but I know that he just is appreciative either way that he even has. He looks so cute that he even has leaf litter now. So, that'll be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. And we will see you next time. Say bye! Okay, goodbye everybody. Tune in next Friday to see how we make a terrarium for free. And eventually, we are going to show how to disinfect wood. Is that right? Yes. You're so cute. Come on! First thing he always does, he just wants to go up on top of my head. No, come on. You gotta film the video with me. Look, okay? Put you on my hand. There you go. Now you're good. No, you're not good. You're just staring at my sweater, aren't you? I see you. The camera sees you now. Yum, yum, yum. You're licking your nose. Tune in next time to see basically how we could make a miniature vivarium for free. I will upload every Friday now, so tune in next Friday to see how we make a vivarium for free. In the future, we are going to, there he goes again. Where are you going? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Okay, bye.